So in this video you will learn how to sign into Chrome into the OSC employee account, and then also learn how to start adding. So first of all, you want to go to Chrome and open up your Chrome, and then you want to manage people here, and then add a person. It could be person one, whatever. Choose something that's going to be wiped out in a little bit here. And then once you sign in, or once you get into a new browser here, you're gonna click on already a Chrome user, sign in. Your username is gonna be OSC dot employee, and click next. Password is money is green with the capital M in money, is capital I, and then green capital G. Click next. That wouldn't show up for you, but because I already signed in, it recognizes me, so it will actually just take you to the browser, and then what you'll see is, let's see here, I'm just going to sign in again. Once again, this isn't something that you would have to do. And then you're pretty much set. Once you sign in, you'll see these bookmarks. There will be a Gmail that you wouldn't use, but the most important one is this to add. And so you're gonna, if you're on a Mac, you're gonna click on Command and then click this, and then we'll open all the sheets that you need. If you're on Microsoft, or on Windows, you're gonna click on Control and then press on Control and then click, right click, left click this link here, and open all these for you. But once these are open, your next step is to put these into the corner or something. I'm going to actually close out of this browser here. So what I would do would, put this into one corner. You can shape it to however you want it to be, but take this one, and if you don't like, if your screen is too small, you can also just leave them all up here and full screen, and then just switch to them easily. But for me, I have a bigger screen, and so I can have four of them like this. The next step you want to do is, depending on where you left off, or where the other person, whoever is working on this, have left off, you want to go from there. And so these up here, if it's all green already, it means I'm working on them, or someone's already finished them and it's just waiting to be uploaded, so don't touch those. So you will want to scroll down to the bottom where you see some red, and the first thing you want to do is just copy this UPC, and I suggest start using the keyboard more often, instead of going up here and then pressing copy. On a Mac, just Command C. On Windows, Control C to copy the UPC. And then these windows, I put these together and make it bigger on this side. But what you're gonna do is just paste it into Google, and then these are both just Google, but this one is more of just finding information about it, and this one I set it up so that you can have the right settings to look for the images. For the images, if you do ever get out of this, you mistakenly close it or whatever, you can just go back here and just open a new tab so that the settings are the same. But pretty much the settings are just, you're in the image section, and then under tools, you want to click, you want large. Sometimes you might have to go over to medium, but I would like these to be in large so that they are bigger than a 1000 by 1000. And then if you don't have Photoshop, that's the other thing that you have to open up is Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop, let me know. but you would need Photoshop out, and I would have already configured. Yours would be OSC 1000 here. So pretty much to get to it, just go File, New, and then just click OSC-1000. Just press OK, and that will come up. And to switch between Photoshop and your browsers, on the Mac, you're going to do Command Tab, so it switch back and forth. On the Windows, it should be Control Tab. And then to switch through these windows, once you're on it, on a Mac, you're going to do Command, and then you're going to do the little Enye at the top. That's going to move it around. I'm not sure what the keys are on the Microsoft or Windows, but on the Mac it's just Command and the Enye, or the little apostrophe at the next to the 1. And so going back to the lesson, so pretty much the training, you want to copy this UPC, and then you're going to type it over here and then put it in. So for this one, it's actually this, whenever you guys see 1-pack or 2-pack, these are actually correct, but this picture is taken from another competitor, and we don't want this. We want something better. So the criteria for my images are going to be 1000 by 1000 dimension, and then a white background, and the picture or the image has to be really clear. Sometimes you might have to deal with unclear or blurry images, and that's fine, but most of them should be not blurry and should be clear and sharp. So for this one, we're actually going to skip it, and we're going to skip it because this product is going to be hard to find. You might take a few minutes before you figure out that this is not something you want. But looking at these right now, these are actually a lot that we might not want to do. So I'm actually going to go to something that might work. So we're going to go to this one, copy this one. So this one, as you can see, once you type in the UPC, a lot of them show up, and then they're the same one. So when you look at this view here, it's going to blow it up for us to see for now. But as you can see, there's more of these tins. You do see, something like this, or a little tube like that. Whatever shows up the most, those will be most likely the correct one, and so you will be looking for those. The next thing you want to look for after distinguishing which one is the correct one, you want to also just look at the name over here. It says Bag Bomb Mini, and so this one is the closest to it, which is a mini version of the Bag Bomb. And then after that, the next thing you want to look for is which picture or which image will be the most updated, most correct one. So as you can see, these images are a little bit more older because the quality of it and the color is a little bit off, and a lot of people have it. I know these are just Walmart, so they're going to be the same one, but because, let's see this, click into it, and you can also see this little image right here. You might not know, but this comes from eBay. So this image was uploaded by either Farmer Packs or drug supply store. It's not an actual image from Walmart itself, and so we don't want those images. Anything with these are called watermarks. Anything with those watermarks we do not want. And so for this one, I'm actually gonna go to Amazon instead. But I believe the most updated one is this one right here. And so this 1 ounce Bag Bomb, hand and body, and just kind of double check a little bit. But this one looks most updated, most modern. And so what I'm going to do is just copy the image, go to Photoshop, I'm going to paste it in, and to paste is just Control V on a PC or Command V on a Mac. And then once you get here on the Photoshop on a Mac, you're just going to click V, without anything else, just V, and it will create this box. And then you're gonna press down on Shift and then grab that and then just go. When you have Shift on, you can move as much as you want and it won't change the dimension. If you let go of Shift, as you can see here, you can you can squish it, and I don't like that. So Shift will change that. And then the next thing we're gonna do is just make it look nice. And so as you can see, I left some white, some space on that, the outside, and then I'm gonna now just center it. And once it's centered, it looks good to the eye. You're gonna want to go back out, and then the next thing you want to do is grab this SIN number, which is right next to the UPC you just used. Grab that, and then go back, and then you're gonna save it. And then when you save it, you're actually on a Mac. You're gonna do Command, Option, Shift, and then S. So that's 4 keys: Command, Option, Shift, and then S. Up in the file, what you would do is save for the web, and the keys will show up here. So this is the command. This plus this arrow is the shift, and this is the option, and this is the S. And so take you back to the screen. Make sure this is JPEG, and then quality you're going to change that to 100. And then click out of those, and then you can click Save. Once you click Save, this pop-up is going to show up, and then you're going to do Command V to paste. Well, we got out of it. I'm going to come back to it. This kind of screwed up. So we're going to go back here, click Save, and then we're going to paste. Let's see. Let's hope this works. No, it keeps changing this. Let's try something different here. There we go. And so the little issue with that, I'm just going to go back just to talk about that issue, is when I clicked here, I did 100, and then once you type in the 100, all you're going to do is just click on enter. When you enter, you're going to exit out of all these settings. Because I didn't enter, I went down here and kind of touched that, and then I did the save. Every time I try to paste in the SIN number or the SKU, it added that here, and that's not what I wanted. So just click on enter so that it gets out of that setting, and then you can click enter again, and it should open the pop-up, and then you can paste it now. Command V or Control V, paste it, and then you're going to save it. Once it's saved, you can delete this, and that saved image, we're going to work on it later, but for now, just save it into a folder that you know where the location is, and that you can easily upload it to the server later. And once you're done with that, I'm going to go back over here. And then since we click on this image, let's click it again and actually go into the page itself to learn more about this product. And so this product, it says, is the Bagbon ointment 1 ounce. And so when looking for titles, now we're going to work on a title. When looking for titles, you want to click into here and then just copy and paste that. So title, it is a 1 ounce, so just double check that, and we're going to put a comma before that 1 ounce and make sure there's a space in between 1 ounce, 1 in the ounce. And Bagbon ointment, we see Bagbon skin moisturizer, so we're going to actually add those words to it, and make sure you're typing in it correctly. Bagbon skin moisturizer, and then we're going to do a comma. And you're going to use that comma every time you add a different keyword to it. And so hand and body, and then we're actually going to delete this ointment keyword. So everything else looks good, and then we're going to just copy that Bagbon, put it at the brand, So the brand is the the manufacturer of this product. Usually, it's always the first name over here, um, and then the category here. We're gonna put this in skin. We just do skincare lotions. I chose that because it says for hand and body, and so that would be for the skin. So I would put that in there. Some products will be easier to set categories for, but for this one, that's what we're gonna do. And then I'm also gonna set the weight for this one. The product itself is 1 ounce, and the tin. When you're looking at the tin, you're gonna think, well, the tin's gonna be a little bit heavier, and so I might add a little bit more weight to it. My general rule for this is that you just add a +2 to the weight of the product. And so if the product is 4, then you add 2 to it, it will become 6. If it's 10, add 2 to it, it will become 12. And so that's the general rule of thumb, is just to add 2 to it. But something like this, I might add a little bit more than the 2 because it's metal and it could be a little bit heavier than than expected, and so I might add a little bit more than the 2 ounce. But on the regular stuff, could be like on a tube or a box that doesn't have heavy tin metal stuff, you can just leave it at 2 ounce. And so here I'm actually going to do maybe 4 ounce on there. And then the next thing you want to do is just kind of check over here. This B is for ban. If it's green, you're good to list it. Red, don't list it. X means do we already have it. Usually I will check these and take these off already, so you don't have to worry about these. So next one, the third one, is D for description. So this one is the next thing you're going to work on. You're going to actually scroll down, and on Amazon, they don't really have good product description, and so you have to shop around to see if you can find it somewhere else. I'm going to take this UPC and go over here. And see here. So we see Amazon. I'm actually going to check out this guy. Sometimes you have to shop around. And so this one has a little bit more. Just kind of read through it and make sure that it sounds legit. And then this one I'm just going to copy everything. And the next thing I'm going to do is go down here. And then, so what you want to do is copy this in here and then paste it here first. And when you're pasting inside any of my Excel sheets, what you want to do is paste. When you paste, don't just Control V or Command V. You're going to Control or Command on PC or Mac, and then Shift. You're going to add that Shift button on there. And when you add that, what it'll do is it'll strip out all the formatting from anywhere else and add it into and just add the text in there instead of the formatting. So you do that so that you don't break up my formulas. And so you put that there, and then this one, double click to get into the cell, and then you're gonna copy this over here. There's the HTML editor. If it had paragraphs or whatever, you would use the HTML, but since it doesn't have any paragraph, I'm just gonna copy and paste it straight into there. And then the next thing you want to do is just kind of copy the first sentence and then double click and copy and paste it there. And suggested use, you can look for it. See directions, it's pretty much the direction. Put that there. Ingredients, look for ingredients and then copy and paste it there. And then once you're done with that, this over here should turn green. And once everything is green, you're set to go. And then you just want to move on to the next thing. And we'll do one more on this training just so that you get a sense of how I want this done. I'm just going to skip a little bit. So let's do this one next. Copy that. I'm going to just go back here, paste that there, come back to it if we need it. So this one, so as you can see here, this image, it looks correct. But if you're looking that compared to this one right here looks a little bit more updated. And so we're gonna actually go with this one. We're gonna copy the image, go back to Photoshop here, paste it in, make sure it's even, give it some white space, and then you have to press enter every time you edit this so that it locks into place. Go back out here. What I usually like to do for this one is, put it right here so that you can go back to it easily. And then you're gonna save it, press enter, save it, delete it, and then it needs a weight. So this is 4.6 ounce, as you can see right here. 4.6. So this one's it's metal too, and so I'm gonna add actually 3 ounces to it. So 4.6, I'm gonna round that up to 5. Add another 3. I'm gonna make that 8. And then now let's go for the title. Let's go to Amazon here. Just click into it. And just make sure this title here matches with that. And you can just kind of copy this, paste it in there. So, and then once that's in there, I'm just going to go back over here and just read through everything. Athlete's foot, powder spray. Everything looks good, and it needs the 4.6 ounce. So for these titles, what you want to think about is the brand name, which is the first thing here. So the brand name, and then the next few things is just, describe what kind of words you see on this image, on the product itself. You're going to look for that first. And then after that, if it has any color, or let's say if this is a tablet, you want to say tablets, or capsule, or caplets, or, whatever the form it is. And then, let's say this was tablets, you'll put that in, and then a comma, and then we'll do the flavoring, or the smell, or whatever. It could be lavender, and then you can do the 4.6 ounce and go from there. Or you can have this lavender in front of the tablets, but just put these at the end. But since these are not part of it, we're going to delete those. And always make sure you have that comma to separate those keywords. And then here, this is a foot spray. I'm going to type in foot. This is cures and prevents most athlete's foot. So it's for like itching. And then see antifungal. So I'm going to click on foot care antifungal. Everything over here looks green, so I don't have to go get a description this time. So I'm just going to move on. And so that one's pretty easy. Like I said, sometimes you're going to get harder ones, and when we get to that, we'll focus on that. But for now, these are actually pretty easy to get through. Let's just finish this one up. This one should be quick, and then we should be good to go. So this one, I'm just going to go through it really quick. Make sure that you can see that I deleted the with. You don't really have to have that on there. You can just add it with a comma. And then the other thing that I forgot to go over is these titles needs to be lower than 80 characters. And so if you look at this right here, this 72, we're getting close to that 80. If it was more, it would turn red, and that's when you would know that you went over the 80 and you need to fix your title. And so that's why you have to keep it small too, or short. And so everything looks good. Just double check the picture is a 6 ounce. And it is for baby eczema. So actually study the categories so that you know that there's such thing as eczema category, so that you can just put that in. So I'm gonna put that in there. The weight 6 plus 2, 8, and then this one needs description. So I'm gonna automatically copy that, paste that there. So this is the HTML that I was talking about earlier. Actually, I like this down here. So we're gonna copy this right here, go to the HTML here, and then these are directions, and then we can actually copy these two, and we'll just edit it. And so once that's in, what you're gonna do is click clean there, and it'll clean out all the unnecessary code. And then see here, everything here looks fine. So I'm just gonna copy this side, go over here, double click into it, paste it, and then I'm just gonna copy this, and then always add a period at the end if you don't complete the sentence. For this one, it sounded good from that point on, so I just copy from that point. You don't want it really long, just enough. And so once that's done, we want to get a description. Okay, suggested use and direction here. And since the direction is also HTML, it has paragraph. You want to put it here so that it adds all the HTML for you, and then just paste it in there. If you can't paste it like that, just happened right there. Like I'm clicking, as you can see here, paste, but nothing is pasting because your cursor is not inside the box. I'm just gonna put that there, and then for the ingredients, we're gonna go back. There's no ingredients on here, so we're gonna skip that one. Usually you would need to find ingredients if it's something that the person can digest or eat. You're gonna need to find the ingredients. If you can't find it, you can let me know and we will figure a way. So yeah, that's pretty much it for adding. If you have any questions, let me know.